Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome to Europa Universalis IV, as we're going to be starting a new series today with the Domination expansion, which just released this last Tuesday. So if you haven't already, you should go check out episode 0 of this series, and in that video I cover the mod that we're going to be using for this Let's Play. I go over all the features for that mod. I actually use this mod for the Scandinavian campaign that you see here, where I started as Denmark and then formed Scandinavia. Played till 1652. Now this isn't a large mod, but does make some major changes that you might want to be aware of before we start the series. I wanted to cover that in a separate video so we could just hop on into the game for this episode 1. So we'll be playing as France in this campaign. I go over a few other things in that episode 0, including why I chose France out of all the countries that got new content in this expansion. Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump on into it. We starting in 1444. And France has got a lot of changes, including a massive new mission tree. Supposedly, if I recall correctly, this is going to be the largest mission tree in the game currently. So I'll let you guys read all these. If you want, leave them on the screen here for a second. You can pause it and read these. Just kind of sets up our starting situation. Let you know, our environment, country, religion, government, all that kind of good stuff. So we open up with this starting event here, the 100 Years' War in France. We will not read all the events in the campaign because in EU4, most events are kind of pointless. The description doesn't really mean anything or have anything to do with what's happening in your country or the actual effects of the event. But we will try and read some of these historical ones, particularly some of the newer ones, because I think they added a lot of newer ones here. The 100 Years' War begun in 1337 due to a dispute between our throne and the English House of Plantagenet. During the past century, the war grew in scale and scope, enveloping at times various factions of Western Europe. Recently, the tide has turned, granting our troops the upper hand in reconquering long-lost land from the accursed English king, who now cowers across the Channel. The coming of Joan of Arc and her legendary valor inspired our nation to push ahead with the war effort despite our then disadvantaged position. So we're going to have quite a few French names and French terms in this series, and I will pronounce them as best I can, but I'm probably going to butcher them. You guys can post the corrections down in the comments below, and I'll try and improve them as I can. So military leaders like Jean Beru and Jean de Dunois will certainly route the remaining English influence away from European shores and back from whence they came. So that's our first little opening historical event here. If you have not ever seen EU4, particularly if you mostly watch the Paradox content on my channel, as I don't usually cover this game, then I'll try and explain some of the things as we go, but it's a really old game. It's been out since I think 2013, so most Paradox fans are familiar with the game. So I won't be able to do an in-depth beginner guide type of series, but I'll try and explain some things as we go, as I usually do. Talk about my reasoning for why I'm doing certain things. But yeah, we're gonna probably be starting war here pretty soon. I expect there to be some events early on that will start back up the conflict with England based on the choices we make. I assume that we'll be back at war with them. Now, I can't actually declare war on them just yet until December 11th, as usual. But basically, because the war's going to be starting here soon, we will not do the typical things you do in the beginning if you're not going to go to war. Stop paying your troops, mothball your forts and your ships and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're not going to want to do that, since we'll be back into conflict soon. We do want to probably get ourselves some advisors. Let's take a look at our starting situation here. Our starting monarch is Charles VII de Valois. He's 41 years old, and he's pretty good. So 4 admin, 2 diplo, so that's our weakness, and then 4 military. Not bad for a starting ruler. Certainly better than King Henry VI in England with his 000 stats. Going back into our own monarch here and our heir. So we got Louis, who is Louis XI, the Spider. That's who he had become historically, and that's why he starts with the intricate web weaver. And he's not quite as good as his father as far as stats go. Good strong claim, 21 years old. And our queen consort is Maria de Anjou, and she's also really good. 444 all the way across here. She's a zealot. Our king is an inspiring leader, increasing the morale of armies, and well advised. So that's going to get us 1+ possible advisors. So this one's pretty good. This one not so much. But yeah, we want to go ahead and get, just based on these stats here, probably admin and military. Even though Diplo is the lowest, it's also the less important of the monarch powers. I was going to say that we could probably only get a level 1 advisor, but because they are of our culture here, they're a bit cheaper. So we might want to get level 2 for both slots. Let me just go and double check. Our income is 3.6 with us paying for everything currently. Do we have any forts we could get rid of? So we have this one here. Does Paris have a fort? Paris does not have a fort. Okay, so we'll have to correct that eventually. You gotta have one in the capital, it's pretty important. Got one over here. And one here. And then one here. Okay, so these are pretty much covering, yeah, all this territory here. So we can't really get rid of any of these forts right now. We'll have to keep them all for now at least. But I do want to rearrange them. Since we know we're going to war soon, we should definitely get a military advisor. And I like that we have a commandant here to get that discipline up. So we're going to hire him first. Unfortunately, no good level 2 guys that we can actually get. So what we'll do is we'll get a level 1 and then maybe a level 2 admin advisor. Now, if you didn't watch that episode 0, then the artist's effect here is going to be unfamiliar to you. Again, I'm not going to go over all the changes of the mod here in this episode. That's the purpose of having episode 0. But I did want to mention this. The stability system is different in the mod. You can't just boost it. And I just want to mention this because I know if I don't mention it, then all those people who didn't watch episode 0 on episode 3 are going to be like, why haven't you boosted your stability at all? So we cannot do that. So we can't boost stability. It goes up and down on its own based on different factors. It's largely based off of your stability cost modifier, which has been changed to the instability reduction. We can no longer magically fix all our problems by just clicking a button. So guys like the artist or the master of mint are a lot more useful in this mod, since you can't just decrease, the inflation, can't just, increase stability or increase legitimacy by just pushing a button and spending a little bit of power. These things are a little bit more difficult to do in the mod. But yeah, let's go ahead and get, I'm thinking probably the artist, because this would result in us getting some stability. Otherwise, we'd probably just sit at 0, because that's kind of like the default stability for the mod. And so we probably wouldn't move it all without getting the artist. But getting the artist, we should see that increase fairly quickly. Within a couple years, we should be sitting at level 2, hopefully. Depending on other modifiers, and we'll be able to check that anytime within the game to just see how we're doing for increasing that right here. So 15.4%. Basically, we should get to +1 stability in about 13 or 14 months or so, depending on what all changes. So we got our advisor selected. I think that's all we're going to be able to afford here. So we'll be able to get a Diplo guy. So we'll leave that slot open. We do need to select our rivals. I think England is the clear choice as a rival. As for the other choices, we got Burgundy's already rivaled us, so that makes sense. And then Aragon has rivaled us as well. I think we might just rival those who rivaled us in this particular case. Yeah, let's just go and do that. Rather than rivaling Castile, we'll see who they rivaled with. Wow. So Castile looks like a fantastic ally choice. So we're going to go and ally with Castile. So that'll be our first alliance. Just want to take a look how many slots we have. That actually is one more than we can do because of all of our new vassals that we have. France hasn't looked like this since, I don't know how long. It's been a long time since they removed all the vassal swarm. And so actually we didn't have a slot open here, and that's because of Scotland. Okay, so we're guaranteeing Scotland. We could pull the Scots into a conflict, and they're already taking up a slot. Could also just try and end our guarantee. That'd be an option as well. I think we might just lose the diplomatic power, honestly. Yeah, I think that's probably in our best interest. And then what we won't do, oh, we already have the focus here, so we won't move this then. We'll leave it as is, so we're getting some points here. But yeah, for now, I think we're gonna go ahead and just ally with Scotland. But yeah, we won't be able to get any additional allies because we're already using up all our slots due to all of our vassals here. So this is the new vassal system that has been added in this expansion. So I believe they're a little bit more difficult to keep loyal here. Yeah, you see they're getting a plus 35% on the liberty desire. And then I think they're also more difficult to integrate. I believe you have to do something with your nobility here. Yeah, you can see we have this French strong duchies, which is currently affecting us. So we can take a look at other options we might want to adjust. Though many of these might result in us giving up some crown land, which we probably won't want to do just yet. We're currently at 30%, so I think we want to get that up a little bit higher before we're making any privilege changes here, unless they're ones that don't cost crown land. They'd have to really give us something useful though. Like I always like to get the monthly admin power here, give up the crown land for that. It's a pretty useful one to do. Won't do it yet though. Let's get our crown land up some. And we won't want to do that right now because it pisses everybody off. Basically, we'll take a look at the interest groups a bit later, which that was renamed in the mod. So as far as other things we need to do here before we can start the game, I don't think there's anything. Ignore that blue banner, by the way. That's just because in my mod, which this is a smaller version of that mod, all these banners are blue. But I took a lot of those out. Just seeing if there's anything else we have to do, showing all the screens here. I might want to take a look at our current units, which one we might want to activate. I feel like we'll probably just do a role play style and pick what makes the most sense for our country rather than the one we might like the best. There's not huge differences. You know, like in this case, you know, you're trading a defensive morale for a offensive shock. But I think we'll just stick with the ones that make the most sense for France here. So we're not going to change either of those. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to do here, guys. I suppose we do need to get our diplomats and merchants set up. So let's go ahead and assign one diplomat to improve opinion with our subject country since we've got a lot of them. So we'll go ahead and do that. So he'll do that all the time. And then with our merchants, they should be in a pretty good position. Typically your merchants start where you want them. Yeah, we're going to want to move trade. We don't have a lot of power, I don't think, in the English Channel. No. So we're going to want to get as much trade into Champagne as we can. Currently got merchant moving trade from Bordeaux over to there. And where is our other merchant? The Rhineland. Moving trade over to here. Not much. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else we might want to do here. There's not really a whole lot that we can do besides collecting trade. I don't think we want to change up our settings here either, our policy. I'll just keep them all on the maximize profit for right now. So let's go and take a look at our military, because yeah, we know we're going to be doing this war soon. We have a pretty small force for France. They usually start out with a lot more troops here. But they lost all their provinces though, of course. But we've got the vassal swarm. Alright, so we got the 9,000 infantry, 3,000 cav. Probably eventually want to get rid of one of those cav or split them into another army. And then we got the 10,000 down here. Okay, so again, the 3 cav. Okay, so we'll just leave this as is for right now. We don't have any money to really buy anything. Let's take a look at our ships. So remember the ship system has been changed up in the mod. Kind of looks odd the way it's set up here, but yeah, I didn't change all the UI for this. So with our frigates, we've got 7 of those and 3 trade ships. So let's go and split off the trade ships. And I'm hesitant to put out there. Well, I guess they can trade for a little while until this war starts, because they'll go back into port. Let's go and send these 3 cogs off on a protect trade mission, and just go with the one that's going to earn the most profit. And yeah, really, there's not much of a choice here. That's not even going to earn very much at all. Not really worth having those, honestly. And then with these guys, we're going to want to probably keep them here in the Mediterranean, because obviously we're not going to be able to compete with the British fleet. So if we were to just take a look at what they currently got. So they have 24 ships. You can't see the breakdown of those. A lot more ships than we have at 10. Remember, there's no heavy ships just yet in this mod. Takes a while for those to get unlocked. So we're waiting for that event to fire. Alright, so this is the golden bull that was picked. That's going to give us development cost reduction, tolerance of heathens. And then we'll also want to get that alliance set up. We'll definitely be accepting the royal marriage here. Yeah, I want to accept all these, because we're already friendly with them. And then we're going to get this alliance going with Scotland here as well. So I don't recall exactly when the events fire. If we're going to keep these troops up, then we should drill them. No reason to pay for them and not get any bonus. So these are 2 generals. Some pretty good generals here. Those are the 2 mentioned in the events. So we're starting with a 4 fire and 3 shock general. It's also got 3 maneuver and 1 siege. And then we got our siege general here, who's pretty much better than him in every way except for the maneuver. So we're going to put him in charge of this army. And then go ahead and enable the army drilling. And then the same thing over here. So at least they'll be giving us some benefit here. I thought we already set up a royal marriage with Castile. Maybe that was somebody else. Yeah, it was probably somebody else. Similar flag. Okay, so we'll drill the troops. I suppose we don't have to pay for the fleet because we can't really use it against the English. So let's just mop all that. So our goal in the war with the English will be to take all this territory here. I did want to take a look at the mission tree. I haven't done that yet. That's kind of a big part of this here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just take a peek at all our available missions here. So liberate Normandy. Okay, so yeah, we're obviously going to be wanting to do that one there. That's the same with Gascony over here. This one's improving this territory here. Okay, so that's how we complete that one. And then this one here is going to require us to make Provence into a subject, I think. That's what it looks like. Or we can just straight up ally with them and get the royal marriage and all that good stuff. What does that do then? So if we complete that, so you complete it 2 separate ways, and they give you different bonuses, I think. So yeah, if we complete it via an alliance, then we'll get this event. If we complete it via conquest, then we're going to get an aggressive expansion impact reduction. So that's going to be pretty helpful. Get a bunch of prestige, Louis. So our heir is going to improve his abilities. And you can see that new stability mechanic there as well. Stability be increased by 0.5 rather than 1. Okay. So that's one of the starter ones. Alright, so yeah, this is just all conquest ones. So this one requires us to have 12 galleys here. Build a few naval buildings. That's the colonization one, Port of Calais, the conquest one. Appease the dynasties. Okay, so that's one we can work on. And we're already doing so. Getting that opinion boosted. Though the nobility has to be loyal as well. Okay, so that's one we'll want to work on. So with this one, that specific general needs to win 4 battles. Or else we have to wait till artillery fractions at least 10%, which obviously we can't build artillery for a little while. And so we wouldn't be able to do that. Total army size, at least 85% of force limit as well. Okay, so that one's not one we can do just yet. Okay, so a lot of these are going to take a little bit of time to work on. So this one here is not that difficult. Okay, you get some nice bonuses. But yeah, not too difficult to get that one done. Alright, so yeah, I just wanted to go through these. Know what we need to keep in mind when it comes to the mission tree. Yeah, we have an event that's gonna, I believe, that's gonna pop up and cause the conflict to start when it comes to giving up this territory here. They're supposed to give this territory. It's part of a marriage treaty with Henry. So we gave him a wife, and he's supposed to give us this province here. Well, that's the deal anyways. And we did get that stability. As you can see, it just happens naturally. I suppose since we're not doing this conflict just yet, we can go ahead and get some more troops built up, get those added into these armies here, and let's also assign another one of these diplomats to improve opinion with our subjects. And then yeah, since it's going to take a little while, we can go and mothball the forts. Just trying to save some money here so we can purchase a few things, particularly the new troops, because I don't think we're anywhere near our force limit yet. Yeah, we can get 8 more units, so that'd be useful to have before this conflict starts up. Is England at war yet? They are not. And Provence wants military access. Yeah, we're gonna give that to them. Trying to boost opinion with them. It's a bummer we can't try and get that alliance now, but we've already taken up too many slots as it is. Yeah, let's go and get some troops built up, some infantry, so we can get 8 more units. So let's just get like 3 more for each of these armies here. And that should be pretty good, 15,000. Oh no, our artist died. Alright, so he didn't last very long, which is a bummer because we just hate him. Alright, well let's go ahead and get somebody else here. We don't need yearly inflation reduction, but of course, you know, you might just want that extra admin power. Might just go with the prestige here. That's always helpful. So yeah, we'll go with the prestige, and we can always level him up. Yeah, we can always just level him up, though that will cost money. 60 ducats. There we go. So here's the event that I was waiting for, the surrender of Maine. So in exchange for accepting the Treaty of Tours in 1444, the county of Maine was promised to France. In practice, however, this still has not come to pass. The English have repeatedly evaded the question, and it is becoming increasingly clear that many in the English camp are arguing that the treaty will not be honored. In one last attempt to force the question, Charles VII has approached the county capital, Le Mans, himself and demanded the surrender of the city. The local commander, however, shows no signs of intending to open the gates, despite not having a force strong enough to withstand an attack. So we can say that we'll back down, not at a truce. We're definitely not doing that, obviously. We're going to say time to teach them how to war. So we're going to declare war on, or sorry, England's actually going to declare war on us, so we're going to be the defenders here, because they didn't honor the treaty. And then we're going to take control of the province immediately. Alright, so the 100 Years' War has picked back up, and we've stopped drilling. So we want to go ahead and add, or we can just bring all these troops over here. Get them all into one army. And then we're going to go take over all this territory over here. Now we can't stop the English from coming across the English Channel and bringing their troops. That's not going to happen. But Scotland will be pulled into the war, as will Castile, though it looks like Castile is dealing with some rebel problems. But yeah, we'll have some allies here. I expect the English will focus on Scotland rather than defending their territory over here. But if they do come over here, then we'll stop them. Properly stop them. Alright, so we can actually turn this down some since we are in war. And then we'll have the vassal swarm. They're going to be marching on as well. We'll keep these ships in their port for right now. Again, there's no reason to deploy those. I meant to build 2 more infantry for this army here, but it's fine. These forts aren't very large. So let's go after that one first. And do we have, yeah, we do have generals in charge of both these armies. And then we're going to want to go ahead and take this fort next. So take the forts. Their ships will, you know, rule the seas. Won't be anything we can do about that. And yeah, they'll be able to bring their army over here if they want. And yeah, we'll work on these sieges. But yeah, I do expect, they actually have a large army, don't they? Okay, so we should probably build all the way up to our force limit then. So we got an event here, request privileges. We're not going to read these type of generic events here. We're just choosing between the bourgeoisie and the nobility. Well, we know we need to get the nobility opinion up. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've completed one of the parts of that mission there. So now we just need to work on that next part in order to get those bonuses there. And then we've also been working on this one here. So I'm hoping we can get 4 battles won. Yeah, they got their whole army together. So we'll have to keep ours together if they do move over here. Let's go and get 2 more units. Get all the way up to our cap. Looks like we can get 3, so let's go ahead and go like this. Yeah, I'm going to build those 2. I wanted them both at 15,000. Yeah, I imagine the English will probably focus. Man, they have a very high force limit, don't they? I imagine they're going to focus on Scotland. Looks like the Scots have gone across to Ireland, taking Dublin. Okay, so we're doing both of these sieges here. And Castile's over here helping us as well. So we have their assistance. So yeah, we don't really need to worry too much. And the vassal swarm's already taken over all their other territory. We're just working on the forts. Yeah, it shouldn't be difficult to win this conflict. If you guys recall, I played as England. You know, many of you guys probably weren't even on the channel at that time. I played as England a long time ago. I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that. That was a really fun series. Really old series, of course. But it was really fun. We played as England and we did the 100 Years' War, and we won it. Spoilers. Really old series, but yeah, it was a fun conflict. Because winning as England's a little more difficult. Of course, you can just try and prolong the conflict, make sure they just can't get across and attack you over there. But they can just get their war goals over here. Alright, so we've almost won over here. This siege here. Actually, this siege is a little bit further along now. And I did forget the fact that we have Castile in the seas, so I don't know how many ships they have, but you can see they're out there. With their ships combined with ours, we might actually be able to defeat the English fleet. So let's go ahead and prepare for that. It would be awesome if we could defeat them in the seas as well. I'm not expecting that to happen that way. I would finish up this siege here. Okay, so let's go and just move these guys over here. Get their other troops. And if we want to get across there, those frigates have transportability. And so we can move 7 troops at a time. So if we moved down here in southern England, we'd have a while before they came down. Might be able to get all our troops across. But we got to worry about their ships engaging us while we're trying to cross. But it would certainly make this war quicker to win if we didn't have to wait for them to come attack us. So we'd be going across with 31,000. So it really would rely on our generals. And look at that, Henry VI is leading his own men. Wow. Okay. Historically, he kind of led in a battle. Got injured in that battle as well. Alright, so we've got our troops over here. And yeah, I guess we're just waiting on the fleet now. I didn't expect to be able to go over there. I just completely forgot about the Spanish helping us out. So we're going to want to get up to full strength for these frigates. Do we have... I haven't really taken a look at our building situation. Do we have any buildings? I guess those probably aren't even locked yet. That's unfortunate. So Charles VII got a negative trait here. Trade efficiency reduction. Yeah, I was just seeing if we had any buildings, but yeah, I don't think those are unlocked. The buildings that would allow us to repair these ships a little bit quicker. We do have a mission that we can finish up. Okay, so we don't actually have to own Gascony. We just need to occupy it. So if we complete the mission after seizing the provinces during a war, they will be far cheaper to demand in a peace deal. Alternatively, if we complete the mission during peace, both provinces will lose 10 devastation as well. Yeah, I think we'd probably just want to do this now. This would also reduce our monthly war exhaustion, and the mod we're playing, war exhaustion, is far worse. It's got some pretty serious negative effects, and it can go much higher. I think it can only go to 20 in vanilla. It can get up to 30 in this mod, so war exhaustion can become a serious problem, particularly because you can't press a button and get rid of it. So that would be pretty helpful to have eventually. How long does this last? 15 years. That's a long time, so yeah, we definitely could get that now. We're also going to get a manpower recovery speed. Okay. That's good, because we burned through like 2/3 of our manpower already. Alright, so we're just repairing the fleet, though we won't be able to get across without Spanish assistance. Ah, they're already in a battle and losing. Looks like, oh, that might be Scotland, actually. Alright, well, the English did lose. No, they started with the 24, never mind. Got an event about land theft over here. Okay, so this is going to result in us losing land no matter what it looks like, because it's not actually taking land from anybody. Yeah, if we go with these two options, they just gain land, so I assume that's taking it from us. Or we can favor neither party, in which case they don't get any land, but we piss them both off. Yeah, let's just keep the nobles happy for now. This will increase their influence, though, and they have a lot. Yeah, they actually have a lot. Okay, then let's just favor neither party and piss them both off. So we're going to get those penalties now here because the clergy is disloyal. So that's unfortunate. We're getting all these penalties now, but we should be able to get that ticked up fairly quick. Aw, damn. We already lost that general. Wow. Alright, so that was unfortunately not in our favor. Just kind of random when they die, so at least that wasn't the general who we needed for that mission. But yeah, we do want to get him replaced, though we'll probably have them fight together in that battle, but yeah, they do need a general here. So let's go and recruit one. And should have went with Bartholomew. We'll go with Maurice. Oh, he's terrible. Wow. I almost want to roll that again, but I don't want to. Ah, God, he's garbage. All right, so we got a really garbage general over here. So we need to keep that in mind. So we might change up the way this is set up here, but yeah, these guys are now at full health. I don't know if we'll be able to get a round here safely. Let's try, though. We're going to start moving over there. Again, we only have 7 ships. And with the different ship system, you know, you can't just build transports easily and cheaply, because these are fighting ships now. They're frigates. And so I'm surprised he didn't go home. A brave little fellow. All right. I thought they would go back home because of the English, but apparently not worried about them. All right, so we got our 7 ships, but yeah, we can't get over to here. So we're just going to have to wait a second. Let's go over here for now. I assume they're going to come over and attack us. Maybe not. Maybe we can get over here without getting attacked. But where are the Spanish? Where's their fleet? I feel like, yeah, they're hiding out over here. Okay. So getting across will be difficult. I imagine they're set up to patrol for any landings. So we probably wouldn't be able to get across safely. If they destroy our ships, then any troops that do go over there are stranded. And so you got to make, you know, how many trips to get all of them across? Quite a few. So, yeah. I mean, that's like 5 trips. So yeah, I think it'd probably get attacked by that fleet with the Spanish not over here. I was hoping that we could do a battle. Spain's dealing with a lot of problems over here. Castile. I was hoping that they would get in a battle and we could go assist them and then we could defeat the English together. But yeah, obviously it didn't go down that way. I don't know why they took off. We're actually losing money right now. We could do the war taxes. But unlike in vanilla, war taxes does now increase the war exhaustion. But it's not as expensive for military power. So it only costs the 1 military power. So yeah, we could do that. But then we get the war exhaustion. But we obviously don't want to be in the negative here, so we're not losing a lot, though. Yeah, we'll just wait for now. So yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do until we get across here. I'm about to just risk it. Because they're about to defeat Scotland. Yeah, I don't think the Spanish are going to come assist us. So 5 trips across. Can we make it? Probably not. Their ships are like right there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. Maybe when they're in a battle. Let's try this out, guys. We're going to get defeated here because I'm only going to be able to send the 1 army. Now, we've already gotten possession of the war goal, which is Paris. And so we're getting the ticking war score, so that's going to go up. But yeah, I don't know if we can win it while going across. Eventually we got to, right? So I feel like, yeah, I think we're just going to send them while they're in this battle here. Probably should have sent this army first, actually. Yeah, we better send this army first. And we'd also want them to be able to go... Okay, so yeah, what you'd want to do, because you want to make sure you're maximizing each trip. And it's not that far. Come on, man. You can make it. Alright, so we got 7,000 going across. Yeah, and then that's at 2,000. Yeah, he can't go while the 2,000 are attempting. Oh, and here they come. Yep, they're going to the Straits of Dover now. Alright, so this is not going to work. Damn. Okay, so we just didn't have enough time. So these 7,000 would get stranded over there. Can we get back into port before they get over here? They get here on the 21st. Yeah, we can get there. Alright, so we had to run back into port and hide. So that's our answer. We cannot get across. There's just not enough time. The English patrolling over here. It's too quick. So yeah, you gotta defeat that fleet. And the Spanish not helping. If all of us had ganged up on them at the same time, the Spanish, us, and the Scots could have won the seas. And then it just would have been a matter of invading into their territory and getting it conquered, getting it defeated in a battle and all that good stuff. But yeah, can't do that. We're stuck. Staring out across at them. And frankly, 5 trips is just too much anyways. Army would get stranded. We'd have like an army that was too small to defeat the English army. That's probably what would end up happening there if we had gotten them across. And we could build more ships, but we don't have any money. We'd have to take some loans, and they're 50. And so yeah, if the frigates are 50, you can imagine how expensive the ships of the line are going to be. The big old heavy ships, when we get those, they're 100, so double the price. Yeah, we will have to go ahead and put in place the war taxes. Try and reduce this negative here. Maybe get us back into the positive so we can actually earn some money. Otherwise, we won't be able to do anything. And did they defeat those 3 ships we got out there patrolling again? I don't know why they didn't go home. Maybe they didn't have them set to go home. Pretty sure I did. So, Scotland's now out of the war. And England has gained territory from them. So not surprising. I knew that would happen when we pulled them in. Probably should have let them come across. I assume that's what they'll do now, because there's not anybody else they're at war with. So they gotta come across now, right? So maybe we can get them defeated in a battle. Yeah, I imagine that's what they'll do. They'll come across here. Maybe they're scared though. Maybe land over here. I don't care where they land. Just hope they do so. Because otherwise, we're stuck staring out at them. Yeah, that's interesting. It looks like they split their fleet. Not sure what the tactic there was. But yeah, it looks like we're just going to be waiting here. England has no interest in being in the war anymore. War enthusiasm is quite low. But yeah, we'll want to at least let the ticking war score go all the way up. And again, war exhaustion is much higher penalties now, as you guys can see here. So this is going to cause huge problems for them eventually. It even affects the morale of the armies and navies to a small degree. It's not a huge penalty. But if you let the war exhaustion get high enough, then it will be. But it affects everything. It's your military, it's your economy. So war exhaustion's a more major of a factor in this one. And we're getting war exhaustion as well, though we did have that one bonus that's ticking it down. So we need to take a look. I don't remember where you look at the war exhaustion. Is that in the... I think that's in the stability thing here. Yeah, we're looking at 0.87. So we're not having too many issues, guys. But it is ticking up ever so slowly due to those war taxes. I guess we didn't get that mission yet. That would have helped us with that. Alright, so the Renaissance Institution is out there now. So if we want to take a look at that, that's over here in Italy. And with us being in France, should get to us fairly quickly. Shouldn't take too long to get over here. So this is the naval battle that's happening over here. They're engaging our light ships. I don't know why they were out there braving it. So they were defeated. Let me just take a look. They should have been sent to go home. I'm not sure why they were so brave out there. Because usually, yeah, that's not something they do. We'll just cancel them. Just make sure they don't go back out there. Luckily, we didn't lose any of them, though. They did get away. Took a few losses here, you know. Ships got damaged. But they made it. None of them got sunk. But yeah, we're just kind of stuck waiting to get a good favorable peace treaty. What I'm thinking is, let's just let the ticking war score go all the way up. Let their penalties get higher. And then we'll end the conflict and get as much as we possibly can. We'd like to get all their continental possessions, if possible. Calais is still open, but Burgundy as our rivals is not going to let us get into their territory more than likely. We can look though. I didn't even think to ask them. Yeah, they're not gonna. Okay, so that's not an option. We do have the ability to get our first technology, national ideas. Techs have been changed up quite a bit in the mod as well. Do we want to wait to get another bonus here? Probably not. Yeah, we'll just go and get it. So yeah, we've gotten that first one knocked out. And so now, we'll have to decide what we want to get first. I always feel like you got to get military first. Now they do have the 3 new ones: infrastructure, court, and mercenary. And they made a lot of adjustments, rebalanced the rest of these. And we are playing with the ability to get 10 ideas here. That was actually my most popular mod, was a little mod that I had called the 10th idea. I'm thinking probably offensive makes the most sense for us. Should probably go with that one. But we could get quality as well. It's got all those naval ones. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be the offensive. Makes the most sense for us. Now I think this one has a bonus. A few new bonuses. And that helps you with getting those nobles loyal. But yeah, I think offensive's the clear one for us to get. Probably won't be using as many mercenaries as just regular troops, since we have the manpower for it. Yeah, I think it's probably just going to be offensive, guys. So let's just select that. Because yeah, I know I like that one. But we're not going to be getting these yet, because we want to get the tech first. So let's get this one first. Get those new units and all the bonuses this provides. I think it'd be good to have that first. So wait until we get the tech, and then we'll start knocking out those ideas. And that's one of the things that you always got to balance. When you get the military ideas, there is the problem of needing the power for those and the techs. So it looks like we're getting a boost in relations here. And we got those diplomats out there improving opinions. And we're not even using this guy. Suppose we could put him in place too. And rather than like have him doing something automatic, we could just improve opinion with Provence. We know we want to boost their opinion, though they already like us quite a bit. They want to ally with us too. Yeah, we don't want to do that just yet. So I believe we can't just annex these guys. Appoint crown prince. This is where you appoint your heir. Oh, that's interesting. So I'd read all the developer diaries. I have the basic idea what these all do. But it was a little while ago when they first wrote them. But yeah, we can't annex them. We need to have at least 50% crown land in order to annex any of these, first of all. Okay, so that's something we're going to work on. I didn't want to do it while we're at war, though, because we don't need any rebellion issues. We got a new cardinal. That's good. We haven't taken a look at the Catholic system at all, so we're going to want to do that. And we actually have something here about it. Yeah, we're always going to choose papal influence for reform desire. So there's the Holy Roman Empire. If you guys want to see that screen, for those of you unfamiliar with it. And here's the Holy See for the Catholics. All right, so I don't know that we're going to try and get Curia controller Yeah, I'll probably just use these. If we get a bunch of, we have 3 right now, but if we get a bunch of cardinals, maybe. But yeah, I don't know that we're gonna want to compete for that right now. We could, maybe do the first one because it's pretty cheap. Just get you a small chance of getting it. Yeah, we'll do that. But after that, I don't know. I think we'll probably save up for some of the bonuses here, guys. Yeah, we'll see. I almost don't want to play for the army, but I know if I don't, then they'll land. And then we'll have to sit and wait till our morale gets up before we can attack them. So because we're well advised, we got the really good choice here, which lets you get all of these, basically, it looks like. Yeah. Just about all of them. I guess you're not getting the government reform progress. You're getting the prestige. You know, a lot of admin power. I mean, it's obviously the best option here, guys. So we'll go with that. And we need the military power, too. That'll allow us to get that tech. The prestige is fantastic. We're sitting at 10 prestige currently. Okay, and we'll also get some army tradition, which maybe we'll be able to get better generals now. So yeah, let's go and get this tech knocked out so we start working on the offensive ideas. And we also need to now put our superior unit in place. And I feel like, again, we're going to do the role play, so we're going to do men in arms. So yeah, we just got a little bit of time to play, guys. So we're going to be able to get this war finished, but we got time. I want to get, again, as much war score as possible so we can take as much from them. And, you know, when it comes to war exhaustion, we're doing great. Castile's having domestic issues. But look at England. They're just suffering. They're suffering under this right now. And Aragon is no longer a great power. Well, looking at the current great powers. So we're number 7. Okay. So England's up there in the number 3 spot. Once we take this territory from them, I think we're going to push them down quite a bit. They can't maintain all this. So it looks like our vassal swarm has been helping Castile get control of their territory. So that's kind of a negative because, you know, I know they're our ally, but, you know, it's probably for the best that they're dealing with problems. Not when we're in a war, of course, but later, they'll likely be a rival. I mean, how long can this alliance last? We'll see. Maybe we can keep it going. I know there's some stuff in the mission tree regarding Castile, so yeah, maybe. I suppose we could speed this up because I think they're too cowardly to attack. I don't think they're going to attack us, guys. So what we should probably do is we should drill our troops. Yeah, let's go ahead and drill them. So we're going to want to move one down here and one down here. And then we're going to drill these troops. Now, Paris, as you see, does have that capital fort. I said they don't have a fort. So they have the capital fort. That's really easy to take. So we still need to build the fort there. We also go into naval drilling. And so this will give them the drill, which gives you a bunch of bonuses, as you can see here. That's for the units. You slowly lose that. But for the long term, you get the army professionalism. And this here gives you these bonuses to your entire army. And this usually doesn't tick down unless you start hiring mercenaries and stuff. So yeah, we'll keep on drilling. It'll help us out in the long term. And we can get the Diplotech. Okay. That'll open up the marketplace. It'll give us something to build. Give us a bit of naval morale as well. Really no reason to wait. Unless we wanted to wait for the extra 10% neighbor bonus or something. But yeah, we're just going to get this knocked out. So we've gotten all the level 4 techs. And event about family ties. So the royal family of Provence will learn of the pleasantries exchanged, will get 10 diplomatic power, and improve their opinion even further. It looks like we've appeased the dynasties. Okay, so we did get this all completed. All right, excellent. So now, this will give us the bonus of diplomatic relations +1, and it's going to make our nobles more loyal. And they're all going to get all of our vassals here are going to get 1 random development in their capital. Okay. And then it unlocks the next one, the crown seat of Paris. So our capital needs to be improved 8 times, and no subject country has liberty desire at least 5%. We know they're all at least below 10%, so they got to be pretty close. Oh, well, maybe not. I thought it said they had to be at 10% there, but apparently not. Let me double check that. Huh. Yeah, Liberty Desire less than 10%. Okay, not entirely sure what happened there. Maybe because they got more development, it went up some? I don't know. But now they're clearly above 10%, most of them. Okay, so yeah, that gives us the increased diplomatic relations. Where are we sitting on the conflict? We're at the max now. Okay. So we could keep the war going if we just wanted to cause them more suffering, but our war exhaustion is getting higher as well, guys. And, you know, we're paying for our army and our fleet and all that kind of stuff. I suppose we really don't need to pay for the fleet because can't use them. Never to get an admiral here, but they're so pathetic. Really was no reason to get them admiral. So we weren't going to win any battles with them. So let's go ahead and mothball them, since we don't need that. And, yeah, I feel like we should just go and end the conflict now, guys. Because while this is hurting them, it would hurt them even more. Oh, look at their stability. Stability's going down, too. It would hurt them even more if we could take this territory from them. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and sue for peace and see what we can get from them. We know this is going to be cheaper here, so we clearly should get this now. Yeah, so we can get that. Can we get all of the continental territory? We can. What about Calais? No, they will not get with Calais, probably because we don't control it. No way for us to get over there either. So that's the 53. We could also force them to give that territory back to Scotland. I don't know if they'll do so. We'd want to give them that one, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're wanting to give. Well, we can get them to give these islands back. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Could force them to release the owl. Man, that would certainly weaken them significantly. So we should do that. We'll make them give the territory back to our ally. Makes the most sense. Just seeing other options. I don't have any allies yet except for Portugal. Did Portugal not honor this alliance? Seems they did not. Okay, so yeah, there's not much else outside of war reparations, of course, but I feel like it's more useful to force them to give that territory back to Scotland. So as far as which one, so it's either that one. Oh, okay, this is giving it to somebody else here. That's to them. The Owls. So yeah, we want him to give it back to Scotland. So we'll do that. Could do some money here, but let's see if we can get war reparations. Probably not. Yeah, it's just too much. Okay, so instead we'll do as much money as they'll give us. That's a lot. Okay, so we'll get some inflation from this, of course, but it'd be worth it. We need that money. All right, so I was going to send demand off. They'll accept this. We can see just how many casualties they took. So our side total lost 50,000, but we only lost 3,700, 3,800 or so. English lost 30,000. Did we lose any ships in this conflict? 3 frigates were lost. Wonder who lost those. Castile? Nope. Must have been Scotland, maybe. Scotland lost 2. And they lost the other one. Okay. So we have kicked them off the continent outside of Calais, of course. And the 100 Years' War has been won. And thus we're going to have... We've got a bunch of stuff open up right now, but let's go ahead and look at the mission first for Liberate Normandy. So this one required us to actually own it rather than just possess it. And so what we're going to get from this is a permanent claim on Burgundy and the Brittany area. And apparently also an event. So we're going to read this one. The Ducal Ring of Normandy. With Normandy reconquered, the council deliberates on the fate of the historic duchy and the chaos that is caused over the centuries. On a pedestal in front of them lies the ducal ring. One of our advisors speaks up. He is right. We cannot use it. We have only one choice. The ring must be destroyed, replies another. A third figure stands and rushes forward, drawing his axe. Then what are we waiting for? With a single mighty blow, the man strikes the ring. So, Paradox really, really loves the Lord of the Rings. They're big fans of Lord of the Rings, so they have lots of Lord of the Rings references in their historical game here. The ring is shattered. The duchy is no more. So I guess they are actually able to destroy the ring here. So The land controlled by our states changes. They get less land, so we're going to get some of that. It looks like about 5% or so, around that. We're going to get 50 military power as well. That'll help us since we're going through that offensive idea group. And then Normandy loses a core on the Normandy area. Okay, so they're gone. All right, so we're going to want to get rid of this fort here. Because yeah, we don't need... We're going to build one in Paris. We don't need a fort there and here, but we do want that one there. Probably keep this one here. I'd eventually prefer to have it... Well, I guess this is on the border here, so it makes more sense to have it there. So we'll leave it there for now. But yeah, if you have it here, it covers all this. So it's probably a better location. But we're not going to be building forts at this moment. We're actually destroying forts. Goodbye to the Citadel. Did rename all these, by the way. The different fort levels. So I got rid of the Citadel there. And no matter what, we're going to want to mothball all our forts. Unless we're going to go to war again. Do we have any claims? Do keep in mind in the mod we cannot just form claims whenever we want. We have to actually get a claim. Again, I talk about why I removed the ability to get claims, or at least pushed it further back. You eventually do get the ability to get the claims. It's just not available at the start. I'll talk about that in episode 0, so if you want to know why, check that out. But yeah, we do have the ability to declare war, but the territory would cost extra. Yeah, we can always humiliate our rivals. So if we want to attack Burgundy, that would always be an option. Okay. And then, of course, we can also attack due to the trade dispute. I didn't think about that. We should be, in order to get the extra power projection, we should be embargoing our rivals. How many diplomats, though? Okay, so we got to wait till this one gets back. Okay, so let's go ahead and add Normandy as a state. And we'll want to core all that as well. Alright, so we got that added. It looks like we already have the cores, that's right. Start with those. So yeah, let's wait till this diplomat gets back here. And then go ahead and embargo all our rivals. Though I don't think we can embargo England because of having the truce with them. We needed to do that before the conflict started. We'll accept that royal marriage. And then Aragon's the other ones we want to embargo here. So I was going to embargo them and get that extra power projection. We are already above 50 due to winning that conflict, unless we're getting the extra points here, so that's pretty helpful. And we can select a naval doctrine as well. This is one of those buttons that you press once and then pretty much never look at again, except in a few rare circumstances. So our choices here are fleet and being. This is going to reduce naval maintenance, and that's probably the one we want to get. I think it's the one that's going to save us the most money, because the fleets are really expensive in this mod. So it makes sense for us to get that. We'd probably save quite a bit. I don't know how much we're spending on our fleet, and this is with them being mothballed 1.79. So the fleet is tiny. So yeah, if we built it up, it'd be a lot more expensive. So that is probably the best option for us right now. Light ship combat ability, that's not going to help us when we have any light ships. Ship trade power, that'd be helpful if we had a big trade fleet, but we don't. We got 3 ships. Obviously that one's not that useful. It's kind of easy to capture ships anyways. And then this gives you that bonus that's much smaller, but gives you that. But the fleet movement speed is nice, and the ship disengagement chance is nice. That's a decent one. The letter of marque. Yeah, this isn't too bad, but I think this one's probably the most beneficial to us in the long run. Gonna help our economy out a lot, and honestly, fleets aren't all that important in this game. Just basically for moving your troops around, and that's pretty much it. You can get some bonuses from blockading and stuff, but yeah, overall it's not a huge part of the game like it should be. Really should be. So put the trade ships back out there. Need to build up the fleet, but I don't think that's going to be our priority. Our priority is going to be marketplaces with our money here. So let's go ahead and get whichever one's going to be the most beneficial to us, which is going to be Bordeaux here. New territory we just got, so it makes most sense to get it there. Get ourselves a marketplace. Do we want to keep paying for the troops in order to... Because, I mean, you could reduce the army maintenance here all you want, but you're still going to pay in the same amount because we got them both drilling currently. So yeah, do we want to keep drilling them? Maybe for a little while. I don't know how much we're earning at the moment, 6.4. That's still decent But we really need to increase these guys here. So get more monarch power. Obviously don't have the money for that just yet. During the course of the 100 Years' War, the Dukes of Alençon were expelled from their land by the English invasion. Now that the traditional territories of the duchy have been returned to French hands, the surviving aristocrats implore the king to restore their lost lands and titles. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So we could restore them. And I don't see what the advantage of doing so is. I suppose that's the negatives. We're going to lose some stability, and also we're going to lose loyalty with the nobles. Alright, well, that's the one we're going with, of course. Alright, so we'll get to the end of October here. Yeah, we're going to accept that royal marriage. And did I embargo both of these? Just make sure. Yeah, we did get both of them embargoed. Alright, excellent. So with that done, yeah, I guess the next thing would be to go to war with Burgundy. Like, you can take some of their territory. Of course, there is the inheritance. And then we just get the territory, or at least some of it. Yeah, we could just attack them and take some of the territory. I don't think we gain that much infamy. So yeah, we could, regressive expansion, I should say. Like we just looked at, I guess you can't really look at them. Yeah, if you just looked at them or whatever. Yeah, you got -5 here with Austria. Yeah, we just didn't gain much aggressive expansion. Of course, we don't care what the English think. Yeah, we could attack Burgundy and take their territory here. That would be an option. Probably the one we'd want to go with. Who are they allied with? I suppose that's something to consider. England wouldn't honor that alliance likely because of the truce. You'd have to fight Aragon though. As long as Castile helped out with that conflict, which they might not. Let me just take a look. Alright, so Scotland would. Castile wouldn't unless... Nope, not even given territory. Alright, so Provence is already allied with this. See, I didn't even see that we had that alliance with them currently. Okay, we probably want to go ahead and improve relations with them then. Yeah, we're going to work on improving relations with them. So that we can get this mission fulfilled. So which one's this? Let's just see. So that's right here. So with this one completed... Because we did it through the alliance, we're going to get an event here. But yeah, Louis is going to get improved stats, so that seems great. You don't get the aggressive expansion impact reduction by conquering it, but yeah, I feel like this is a better option to go. Also, we get that stability back that we just lost. Basically, that ticks down and up when the month happens, so we should get that back eventually. Alright, so we completed the mission. I thought there was an event that was supposed to fire. Oh, they get the event. Okay. Oh, that causes war to happen. Okay. So I'm guessing they made an option, a choice, that resulted in war. So clearly, I should have read that a little bit closer. I mean, we would have done it regardless. At least I would have known what was going on there. And yeah, it's such a great bonus anyways. I mean, you're improving Louis. Though it doesn't look like he actually improved it all. Maybe we only get that if we did it through warfare. I'm not entirely sure. We're already allied with them though, so I don't regret taking that option, but this is what's unlocked. This one's going to be difficult to do because you got to get this ability at 3 and it's no longer so easy to do in the mod. Certain things like this, I might bring the requirements down. Since this is not vanilla where you can just, you know, throw some points into stability and get it ticked up really easily. Getting up to level 3 is a lot more difficult. I really don't like that in vanilla. Everybody just sits at +3 all the time. So we might want to change the requirements for this mission. Maybe bring it down to 2, something a little bit more, you know, likely to happen. And even that's going to be difficult to do without getting certain advisors and stuff. But yeah, that's that one. And then this one here. Okay, so that has to do with this territory here. Got it. Avignon. Alright, so yeah, we're at war with them. I don't think they have any allies or anything. Well, let me take that back. They do. Milan and Lucca. So we should probably go and take a look at the conflict here. So Lorraine is in this. The others didn't join. Well, our allies did join probably because we are the defenders in this conflict. Okay, so this is going to be a nice, easy conflict. So that's what we're going to be doing next episode. We're going to do this little small war. What is the war goal? Just show superiority. Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll, I don't know if we'll be conquering their provinces. That's probably the best option, is just snatch their territory from them. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do, is get that conquered. Okay, so yeah, we'll do this little conflict next episode. I think it was a good opening video here. We've taken the English territory here on the continent, everything but Calais, and that's might be the reason why we haven't got the end of the 100 Years' War. I think you have to get Calais first. But yeah, we've gotten the rest of their territory, and we probably don't want to pay for all these forts. Just thinking out loud here, we're gonna want to do all that next episode. But yeah, it's a good first episode. Took their territory, defeated the English. Like any French series should start with a win against England. Just looking around the world, everything that's going on over here, guys. So you can see, it's like Poland is attacking the Teutonic Order. So you can see lots of little conflicts over here. Croatians, Hungarians are on the march over here. Seeing who's all at war and occupying things. Oh, look at this. So not only is Sweden free under their own king, but they've taken part of Denmark from them. Though the Teutonic Order has occupied that province. But yeah, Denmark isn't doing very well, it looks like. Yeah, they're already struggling. It's a lot more difficult. That's who I played as. I think I mentioned that, but I played as Denmark before this patch and expansion. And yeah, it is a lot more difficult to keep Sweden underneath you. It took me a while to get them annexed and everything, because you can't just annex them early on. It's a much more difficult process. They rebelled a couple times, had to fight them. But yeah, it was a fun campaign. Hope you did enjoy this first episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. If you're looking for anything to watch, and check out the front page of our channel. Got 3,000 something videos, all sorted by genre. Obviously don't play EU4 much. There's not a lot of EU4 on the channel. The last series was with Milan in 2020. So a long time ago. That was with the Empire expansion. I think that's what it was called, Empire. But yeah, that was a while ago. It was a fun campaign though. We did just wrap up a Stellaris series, and we do play CK3 and a lot of Hearts of Iron 4 on the channel. So if you like Paradox games, then you should be able to find a new series to watch. And if you like non-Paradox games, you know, something else, a non-strategy, we do play a wide variety of different genres and different types of games, including console games on the PlayStation 5. If you're looking for any links, and check out the description of any of our videos. You found links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store if you'd like to help support the channel. You also find links to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, you find links to all of our social media if you'd like to follow us on those. So I do hope to see you guys on episode 2, and thanks for watching.